What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sam, you're watching Adventure Vehiculist, and on today's episode, I bought another mini truck. Just like the last mini truck that I bought this thing for cheap, and it has a whole slew of issues. The frame is pretty rusty, it has a really pretty serious handling issue, like 45 to 55 the steering wheel shakes pretty bad. Past 55 it starts to get smooth again. The engine bay could use some details. The heat doesn't work, it has no radio, so of course I'm not going to be fixing any of those things today. But what I am going to be doing is putting a set of Honda bucket seats in to replace the bench. So these are the seats that I got. These are out of a 2001 plus Honda Civic, and they're not bad. They're definitely not like pristine or anything, but for, you know, used seats, they're definitely not terrible. They're in one piece. I wasn't too concerned about color or style here. I just wanted something that would go in and be reasonably more comfortable than the trashed bench seat. The bench seat is what you would expect from a 200,000 plus mile Toyota. Well, the first step should be pretty obvious. We got to get this old seat out. My next step is going to be to remove this seatbelt buckle from the Honda seats, because we won't be using that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and mock up the driver's seat. I'm just going to set it in there with no brackets or anything and just see what it looks like in there. They're a little taller than the last set that I did, which I actually don't hate, because the last set that I did I felt like I was too low in the cab all the time. But yeah, if you were much taller than me, that might be a problem. So every one of these that I've done has been a little bit different. The seats, of course, have different rails depending on what kind of seats you get, what year car they come out of, and everything. And then depending on the truck that you're doing, the last one I did of these was a Nissan Hardbody, and I think I was actually remembering the Nissan Hardbody has like a really unusual front rail that I ended up not using at all, and I ended up just making my whole own mounts for that truck. But the Toyota has this nice little rail, and the seat rails on the seat actually pretty much line right up with it really nicely. The only thing is that the stock bolt hole is so close to the edge of the truck that if you try to line the seat up where you're going to put that bolt through that hole, the seat is just way too close to the door. Like it's all the way out to the rail pretty much. And then when you're driving, it feels funny. You feel like really offset from the steering wheel. I did that once. That's how I know. So that's not the route we want to take. What we want to do here is we're going to drill a new hole in this rail, and then we're just going to put a through bolt through it. Alright, I did a little bit of work off camera, and I bent these brackets on both sides. You can see that the Toyota rail is at a little bit of an angle, and these things were straight up and down, so I just grabbed my crescent wrench and gave them just a little bit of a bend so that those match really nice now, and they bolt up really nice. Both bolts are in. I tightened those down just to mock up the seat, and so that I could see where we are sitting in the back. In the back, it's a little more complicated. Obviously, these just totally don't hit anything. This thing's just kind of sitting up in the air. And this one has a little bit of a gap. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just barely off the floor there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this one up till it's kind of flattish. And that should set that one over there on the floor all the way. Then I'm going to drill a hole over there that goes through the floor, and we'll bolt that one into place. And then this will be the last corner that I do, and I'm going to have to build some sort of a little mount that stands up off the floor to hold this one in place. Alright, now I have this little bracket made. This is just a piece of C-channel that I cut at kind of an angle. Matches the seat bracket really well, and then I welded that bolt to it. Alright, there it is. It's all bolted in. 4 bolts. Yeah, this little bracket here welded to the floor. Don't look too close at the welds. The welds suck. That body sound deadener stuff that they put in cars makes it really, really tough to weld to the body. This thing is just, it's solid in there. This clicks a little bit, but I think that's normal. And it's got lots of range of motion. You can move it really far back or really far forward if you're, you know, short or tall or whatever. Look, they look pretty good in there. They are like a different color than the interior, but I'm not too worried about that. They're really comfortable, which is what I was going for. And just like that, we have Honda seats in our Toyota truck. As usual, the second side just went a lot faster than the first side because I already knew what I was doing. I didn't have to stand around planning and thinking about it, anything like that. Just went ahead and knocked it out. And they look pretty good in there. Definitely the gray or tan or whatever doesn't match the gray at all. But honestly, I'm not worried about that. I wasn't trying to make these look like they're OEM in here or anything. I think it's pretty obvious that they are not out of this vehicle. My main concern was the functionality, getting rid of that bench seat and having something in here that was more comfortable. Now the passenger can have lots of leg room. The driver can scoot up close to the clutch, adjust the back to where they want it. Just going to make the truck a lot more comfortable all around. I hope you guys have enjoyed this adventure. Hope you guys will catch me on the next one. I'm losing light out here, so it's going to be it.